Hey there, everybody. Matt Carter here.
And Jessica Carter.
It's nice to be able to talk about NCIS again, isn't it?
Yes, it is. It's been a while since we've had really anything to talk about.
Yeah, it is, and I think we all kind of need a new NCIS. You don't have to tell you how tough things have been, but there is a new episode coming on tomorrow night. It looks like it's going to be fun. It looks like it could be meaningful here or there.
Yep.
There are some sneak peeks that are out there. There's Coco Vanderwolf, and the real purpose of this particular video is talking about some of these sneak peeks. Most notably, as it turns out, we know now why Sloane's daughter Faith is meeting up with her.
Yep, and it's a doozy. Vance is the father!
Wait, what?
No, I'm kidding.
No.
We'll talk about what we saw in the sneak peeks.
It's not the craziest theory that is out there. I do not believe it is true, but it is the craziest theory out there. All right, if you guys like this video, be sure to give us a like, subscribe, and ring that bell to make sure you don't miss any other updates. So the reason why the Vances the father thing is not the most insane thing in the world is just because there's a sneak peek out there that shows Sloane going into Vance, which, by the way, Vance's story... Actually, he has a story.
Yeah, and he's on the phone with the Madam Secretary, and he has to get off the phone with her to be able to go and talk to Sloane, who has flopped down on his couch and is very, very upset.
Priorities, everyone.
That's right.
Sloane has met up with her daughter, seemingly, and her daughter wants to know who is the father. And Vance's reaction to this... It is really interesting because it feels like Vance knows who the father is.
Yeah, when he came over and he was like, "What did you say? What did you tell her?" I was like, "Are you the father? Like, what is going on? Why are you so worried about this?" I don't think he's the father.
Probably not. But
my first reaction was just like, "Why? What? Why are you this interested?"
I'm guessing Vance must know the father on some level. Like, maybe they had some past, maybe they were former colleagues, maybe there's just something more buried here beyond anything we know. But we know that Sloane and Vance, they have an interesting relationship because I think she confides in him a lot, and even though he is sort of the boss figure of NCIS,
they're good friends.
Yeah, they're good friends, and it feels like they treat each other like equals. And you know, Leon, he's distant enough from the case that, you know, he's not going to respond to this with being like, update, kind of like Gibbs would. And he'll hear her out.
Yeah, I'm very curious why he had that type of reaction. And I don't think he's the father, but I do think he knows who the father is. And I'm very curious about sort of who the father is too, and why he would have that kind of reaction. Was the father not a good guy? Was the father a one-night stand and we don't know where he is? Is the father passed away? Like, I don't know what is going on to have this kind of reaction where Sloane is super upset on his couch and Vance is like, "What did you tell her?"
There's another part of this that I think is just about as interesting, and it is why did Sloane not just go ahead and tell Faith outright in the first place? Why does she need advice from Vance as to what to do? That suggests that there is something about the father that is possibly nefarious, or at least something she doesn't want out there, or maybe she's worried that the father's identity will somehow, like, cloud Faith's just perception of Sloane as a person.
Yeah, now I'm wondering, you know, we did see her come back and ask for all this sort of information from Sloane about family medical history and that type of stuff. So now that she knows who Sloane is and what's going on, maybe she was trying to get this information to figure out who her dad is. And this information that she was given has just sent her to a dead end. There's nothing more that she can mine from her medical information. She can't figure it out on her own. So finally she was just like, all right, who's my dad? And then now Sloane is having a meltdown.
Yeah, and I wonder what is holding her back from just saying it outright. I'm wondering if we're going to have opportunities to learn more about this beyond just the conversation with Vance. Could we get some Sloane flashbacks at some point?
Yeah, I was wondering about that too. I mean, if this father is going to, just even talking about him, is going to do this to Sloane, then that tells me that there is a huge story behind all of this. Like, who is this guy? It does seem like maybe there's something that's nefarious about him. Maybe he's in jail. Mm-hmm. Like, maybe he's a mastermind criminal, which would be very interesting for someone like Sloane to then have had this hookup or relationship, or who knows. But I think this is going to be a really good opportunity to learn a lot more about Sloane and Sloane's past and her dating past and stuff like that, which could then lead into her dating future. Because if we kind of know what she's had in the past, maybe it'll be kind of a bit of a map for subsequent relationships and what she's maybe looking for now, like a boat builder. Saw where I went with that.
I was keeping tally in my head as to how long it was going to take us in this video to get to Slibs. If you had 6 minutes, congratulations. Well, the funny thing is, I was about to go into Slibs even if you didn't. So I am victim just as much of this because I was sort of thinking in my head, because you're a founding member of Slib Street. I mean, you kind of got the land development going here.
Yep.
So I do wonder when Sloane is going to sort of go to Gibbs with some information about this and try to confide in him about what's going on here to a certain extent.
Yeah, and I'm not sure when that's going to come about. I actually am glad that she went to Vance as well, because as much as I obviously love Slibs, I really like Vance, and I really like his friendship with Sloane. Like, it's been a lot of fun to watch over the past while, the two of them together, and having, because they have a much more open, free talking relationship than, Sloane kind of has with Gibbs, because Gibbs is a bit closed off with stuff. But when you have her with Vance, they really talk and they get to the meat of stuff. So this whole scene, I can't wait to see more of that, because I think there's going to be more that's going to come out of that conversation.
Yeah, and even if it's not that one conversation, it might be another conversation in this episode where maybe Sloane has another meeting with Faith, and then of course Vance wants to check in on her and see exactly how she's doing. I mean, I'm optimistic at this point that Sloane and Faith, at least, are going to end this episode in a good place, because, well, why continue to just drag us through sorrow?
Here's the thing. I'm a little bit concerned, because it depends on who the father is. Because if the father was Vance, it's not. Let's just, for the sake of my argument,
have fun.
Let's all just go down this crazy road with me. So what if it's Vance? Okay, why would you hide something like that? I mean, Vance is a good guy.
Yeah.
Why not just say it? But if the father is, I don't know, prisoner Bob, then maybe she doesn't ever want to tell Faith about it. And then that could end up causing a problem where she's like, well, if you're not going to tell me who my dad is, then why do I want to know who you are?
Let me just say that if Vance was my father, I would have that on a t-shirt. I would wear that around.
Okay, now I have to make that t-shirt.
Vance is my father.
Dad.
Yeah, I mean, that's bragging rights there. That's like the complete opposite of embarrassment. Vance is awesome.
Oh, for sure. And that's why I'm wondering if this is going to cause a little more problems, because we've seen that Sloane and Faith haven't really had that much of, like, not forgiveness, but just conversations that allows them to move forward and have really any kind of relationship. They really don't. Faith has asked her for some medical information. Faith has sent her a Valentine's. And now she's asking who's her dad. So the conversation that really needs to happen between these two women is just, are we moving forward in any kind of relationship? Because right now it's mostly Faith is coming in. I need this. I need this. I need more information. Can you now give me this? Like, if you're going to keep, you can't say, I don't want anything to do with you, and then keep coming and asking for stuff. There has to be some kind of middle ground where it doesn't feel like Faith is just using her for information, but no, I don't want to have any relationship with you. You guys got to figure it out. And that's what I'm hoping is going to happen in this episode, is that conversation needs to happen.
I am predicting that it will. I think we will have happy moments. I think this is... I ruined my own joke. NCIS knows they're airing before This Is Us. We can't have too much of this in one night.
Yeah,
somebody's got to make us happy between the two.
It's true, but I'm a little bit worried that for whatever the reason is that Sloane is having this breakdown, that she is not going to share that information with Faith, and it is going to drive a little bit of a further wedge between them. That eventually Sloane will come around and give her what she needs, or something will work out with them, but I'm a little bit worried. That reaction was pretty serious for just, who's my dad? You just can't be like, it's Prisoner Bob? Why?
Yeah.
What's the problem?
Maybe it is like crime boss Bob and he's still out there somewhere. I don't know. I don't know why all these bad people are named Bob. But anyway, that's what's going on. We're going to have a lot of fun tomorrow night. We will get back together. We will discuss episode 18. We hope you guys are safe. We hope to see you again tomorrow. Let us know what you want to see in this episode in the comments. And if you do like this discussion, remember to give us a like, subscribe, and you can support us further by checking the link in the description to the store. And we'll see you here next time.